So before tonight's game, the team decided that they wanted to do some scrimmage practice before the game to get us warmed up, and this was my chance to show the coaching staff how badly I wanted to be a starter. I've been with the team now for nearly 10 games, well just over 10 games, and I want that starting position. Look at that fadeaway on the left side over the basket. And look at that steal. I just ripped Andre Miller there, giving that nice smooth layup off the glass. But I'm showing the coaching staff that I want to be a starter. Look at that backdoor cut around the post. We end up winning that scrimmage game. And now here we are in Memphis. We're getting ready to do business. We've been on a bit of a winning streak so far. And we've got plenty of games coming up that are going to be important. 8-3 as we enter this game. That's a great way to start the game. Defensive possession, Brandon Roy driving all the way for the right-handed dunk. And the one thing I've noticed about this team is how quickly we fast break, even though the commentators always mention that this team is quite slow as far as transition basketball. We seem to be the quickest when it comes to fast breaks and transition offense. So that's something that's going to really help us later on in the season, especially when it comes to the second half, and most importantly, the playoffs, when fatigue will be an issue. But this is literally the time right now to send that message, pass out of that layup to LaMarcus Aldridge in the paint, and the game is now literally ours, 10-9, with just over 3 minutes left. Look at that block though. Nicholas Batum and Brandon Roy switches, and as you can see, there's a swish right there. There are a couple of weaknesses in my game right now that I will be fixing. Pretty much I have to improve my knowledge on certain plays, and also my 3-point rating. As you can see, crossover, fade away, jump shot from the free throw line, and that's nothing but net. We end the first quarter with literally just a 2-point deficit, so it's nothing that bad. It's not like we're getting blown out or anything by the Memphis Grizzlies. In this game, if Toronto was a bit of a scare, this is probably even worse because of what happens later on in this game. But you'll see that later on. But I think this time period, as we enter the second half of November in towards December, I think it's all about just improving where I'm weakest at. Look at that botched layup and one by LaMarcus Aldridge to cut the lead down to 1. And he's going to make that free throw to pretty much tie the game at 24 right now. But to go back on my improvements, I do need to just start to improve. Obviously, Andre Miller, the starting point guard of the Portland Trail Blazers. Look at me in the post, driving under the basket and getting fouled. I'm trying to be more aggressive when it comes to driving into the lane, getting fouls, but at the same time playing some trickery on the defense. Those pump fakes, man, they always work. Here's a record of us in the West. We're 8-3. The Mavericks are 7-2. And the Suns, well, the Suns have really fell off ever since Steve Nash actually came back. He came back a couple of games ago, and now literally the Suns are not doing that well anymore. But Brandon Roy, touch glass there with the layup, gets a pump fake. There's the foul on Tony Allen and 1. Cuts the lead down to 2. But now it's just about trying to scrape as many minutes as I can. Brandon Roy tries to get the tip pass. No good. 3 seconds left. Zach Randolph with the jump shot off the glass. Nothing happens, and we end the first quarter literally down by 1. And I have 11 points. 11 points to assist at the end of the first. So it's not going that bad. We're hanging so far with the Memphis Grizzlies.
And welcome to the HP Halftime Report. A great one underway at FedEx Forum. These two have been on their game tonight. They've led the way for their teams in the scoring department. And we'll see you next time as the second half is about to get underway in Memphis. So long, everyone.
So this half, this is where stuff really starts to pick up. As you can see, LaMarcus Aldridge, just notice how quickly we can get the ball up to the front court in transition. LaMarcus Aldridge was the up and under move, cuts the lead down to 1. But I think as far as the most important thing to do right now is just to learn from the leaders, LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, Canby. Look at that switch move, that switch drive from LaMarcus Aldridge. And again, we're keeping pace with the Memphis Grizzlies, but they're still retaining the lead. The space Brandon Roy just made there for the swish, and the game is tied at 38. Surprisingly, this was actually a slow-paced game. Look at that steal right there from Nicholas Batum, and we can get another possession. Brandon Roy for 3, another swish. And now, we've now cut the lead to pretty much 1. Zach Randolph and his free throws there. The game's now tied back to 50, and this is where our season might go downhill. Wesley Matthews holding his knee, and it looks like he's going to be out injured. It's not really what you want to see. A lot of players been injured, and as you can see, a severe ankle sprain. Wesley Matthews is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, so hopefully he gets back in shape, back and healthy, and we can resume winning. Brandon Roy, look at that double clutch acrobatic layup, foul, contact, and 1, you name it. I'm telling you, man, Brandon Roy this season, we haven't even played like 20 games, and he's already been supplying some memorable highlights in these games. But I think Brandon just needs that someone to just really, play along with him. And that might be me. Obviously, he's got LaMarcus Aldridge, so hopefully Aldridge can really step up. But this team is actually really sweet. Elliot Williams, the free throw line again, that step back. He's actually been balling, as Elliot Williams has in the last couple of games. And as you can see, Elliot Williams pulls up with a jump shot there off the left side of the basket and doesn't go in, but we end the third literally up by 7 with literally 1 last quarter to go. We're on a 4-game winning streak right now, and hopefully we can make that 5. LaMarcus Aldridge turns, but Batum gets the rebound and it's in to extend the lead to 9. And for most of this quarter, we've actually remained in control, but this is where things start to go downhill. Brandon Roy drives backdoor, pretty much gives the lead back to 9. But now, this is where they start to make a comeback. Zach Randolph, layup off the glass, cuts the lead down to 7. And then, as you can see, OJ Mayo, through the legs, tries to do something. Very tough, leaner shot there, which cuts the lead down to 3. Sloppy pass, literally. And now it's like a race to get back for defense, but there was a bit of a miscommunication right there between us. And now the lead is now literally down to 1. Big free throws coming up for Brandon Roy. Sinks the first one, and now we have a 2-point lead. But obviously they can shoot threes, and that second free throw pretty much ensures that we could go to overtime if they do score. This is a very important possession. Very important defensive possession. As long as they don't score, they get blocked. And that's going to do it. I'm going to run up the court right now and see to waste time, but Mike Conley fouls me. And now I have the chance to put this game away. Big free throws coming up. First one. We take the lead and we extend it to 4. This is to put the game out of reach and into bed, and that's exactly what we've done. We're going to take this game against the Grizzlies, a bit of a scare, literally in the later stages of this game. They tried to come back, but we found a way to win. Our 5th win consecutively. And now we're pretty much there as far as the Western Conference. Brandon Roy, 26-6. But there's my stats. 13 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers.
After your game tonight, I feel like it's safe to say that you've made your statement that you not only belong in this league, but that you will one day be a force in this league. Do you agree with that?
Well, first off, I appreciate the compliment, man. Everything seemed to click out there for me tonight. I felt like a superhero or something. It was a pretty great feeling. I look forward to building off this performance moving forward.